There are moments that split your life into before and after, even if nothing outwardly explodes. Tonight was one of those moments. Everything looks the same, but I can feel something fundamental inside me beginning to crack. Hey viewers, before we move on the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. Bear with me. I'm doing my best not to fall apart right now. I keep rereading that sentence because it feels like the only honest way to begin. Everything inside me is loud and shaking, but I'm trying to stay upright, trying to put words to something that feels bigger than language. Thank you. Truly, if you stay with me through this. My husband and I have been together for 10 years. 10 years is long enough that our lives are braided together in ways I don't even consciously notice anymore. We met when we were 20 barely adults, really still learning who we were, still pretending we knew where we were going. We grew up side by side. We learned how to pay bills together, how to argue without breaking things, how to forgive when it would have been easier to walk away. We've only been married for 2 months. That detail feels important now in a way it didn't before. 2 months, 60 days, barely enough time for the wedding photos to be framed, for the thank you cards to stop feeling overdue, barely enough time for the word husband to stop feeling new in my mouth. There is a lot of history between us, a lot of love, and yes, Sif, I'm being honest, there is also a lot of hurt. He has broken my trust before, more than once, not in ways that were easy to ignore, but not in ways that completely destroyed us either. The kind of betrayals that live in gray areas, the kind that make you sit up at night asking yourself whether forgiveness is strength or I've always chosen forgiveness. I believed in it deeply. I still want to believe in it. Sometimes I wonder if that makes me compassionate, or just lately, though something has been wrong. I couldn't put my finger on it at first. There was no dramatic shift, no sudden coldness, no obvious red flags waving in my face. It was quieter than that, subtler, a feeling that settled into my chest and refused to leave, the kind of gut instinct that doesn't scream but whispers over and over, pay attention. I tried to ignore it. I told myself I was adjusting to marriage, that I was projecting old fears onto a new chapter, that anxiety has a way of disguising itself as intuition if you let it. But the feeling didn't go away. Tonight, it won. I hate admitting this, but I went snooping. Even writing that makes my stomach twist. I believe in privacy. I believe trust should be honored. And yet, about 30 minutes ago, I found myself sitting at his desktop computer. Hands shaking, heart pounding so loudly I was sure I could hear it in my ears. I wasn't even sure what I was looking for. I think part of me hoped I wouldn't find anything at all that I'd feel foolish, close the computer, and laugh at myself for spiraling. Instead, I found his Reddit username and his email. It felt insignificant at first, almost stupid, but something told me not to stop there. I used the search tool to pull deleted posts, not really expecting anything. And then I saw it, a post from about a year ago just months before our wedding. The title alone made my chest tighten. He wrote about being in a long-term relationship and struggling with sexual diversity. I don't think I breathed while I read it. The post went on about how hard it was for him to imagine never having sex with anyone else ever again, about how much attention he gets from women, about how I am only his second sexual partner, about how curiosity, if left unresolved, might turn into resentment. Each sentence felt like a small, precise cut, but the one that shattered me, one I can't get out of my head, was this. I am kind of terrified I'll get so miserable long term that this will all end in divorce due to pure boredom. Pure boredom. I sat there staring at the screen, rereading that line until it stopped looking like real words. This was written by the man who stood in front of our friends and family and promised me forever. The man who looked into my eyes 2 months ago and vowed loyalty, devotion, partnership. The man who never once voiced these fears to me before we got married. I felt crushed, humiliated, blindsided. I still do. What hurts even more is that none of this exists in a vacuum. We didn't just meet yesterday. I've felt these doubts flicker over the years. Moments where his comments, his behavior, his energy made me feel like I was standing in the way of a life he secretly wanted, like I was the responsible choice instead of the exciting one. Whenever that feeling surfaced, I tried to talk about it. I tried genuinely to give him an out. I told him more than once that if he wanted something else, if he felt trapped or curious or resentful, I would rather know than be held on to out of fear. I told him I didn't want to be someone's regret. Every time he refused to let me go, he reassured me. He chose me. He insisted this was what he wanted. And now I find out that while he was telling me all of that, he was anonymously confessing to strangers that he was afraid of growing bored of me and divorcing me someday. I feel like a fool. It's not like our sex life is dead. We're intimate. We have sex 2 to 3 times a week. We're affectionate. We experiment. I give enthusiastically. I try. I care. I want him. I've always wanted him. So reading that post made me question everything. Was I ever enough? Or was I just available? Was he staying because he loved me or because leaving felt harder than settling? Now I'm sitting here with this knowledge and I don't know what to do with it. I want to confront him. I don't know how not to. The words feel stuck in my throat, tangled with fear and rage and heartbreak. What do you even say to your husband when you've just discovered that he was contemplating boredom and divorce before the wedding? We made vows for better or for worse. I meant them. I still mean them. But no one prepares you for the kind of worse that feels like emotional betrayal rather than circumstance. I feel hurt in a way that goes deeper than anger. Hurt that changes how you see yourself. Hurt that makes you question whether the life you're rebuilding is solid or quietly eroding underneath you. I don't know if this is something we can work through. I don't know if this is something I should work through. I only know that I am standing at the beginning of a marriage feeling like the ground beneath me, isn't what I thought it was. Right now, I'm just trying not to fall apart. And I wish more than anything that he had trusted me enough to tell me the truth before it was too late for ignorance to be a kind of safety. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share in comments.